Good morning, afternoon, evening. I may be in the movie capital of the world, but movies really live wherever you come together in theaters or in your homes to share great stories told on the screen. And today we celebrate that, thanks to the nearly 9,500 voting members of the Academy. They're movie makers, sure, but really movie lovers about to share the films they've loved the most this year. I hope you're doing the same with your friends and your family. Now's the time. Movie lovers unite. Let's meet your announcement hosts, Tracee Ellis Ross and Leslie Jordan.
I am so excited. I went to sleep dressed like this. Now let's go to the Oscars, Tracee. What time are you picking me up?
Uh-oh, Leslie, someone did not read the memo. The Oscars are not tonight. They're on March 27th. This morning, we just announced the nominees.
This is why I hate being hunkered down. I never know what day it is or month. But if it's not the Oscars, why are you dressed so nice?
This old thing? This is my workout outfit, Leslie. I just threw this on to go to cycling class in an hour. All right. This year's Oscars theme is Movie Lovers Unite. And during this next half hour, we will be joined by some very special movie lovers across the country to help us announce some of the nominees. Are you ready, Leslie?
Wait, I'll be right back. This outfit, it doesn't feel right for the Oscar announcements.
Okay. All right. Well, Oscar nominees in most categories are chosen by members of their respective branches, but nominees for Best Picture are chosen by the entire Academy membership. And if you stay tuned to find out how this year you, the fans, will be able to get to vote for your favorite movie and movie moment featured on the Oscar telecast.
Now I'm ready. I love it. Understated and traditional.
Very much understated.
Here are the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role.
Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter. Ariana DeBose in West Side Story. Judi Dench in Belfast. Kirsten Dunst in Power of the Dog. And Ingenue Ellis in King Richard.
My turn. Here are the nominees for achievement in costume design.
Ooh.
Cruella. Cyrano. Dune. Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story. I'm a little hurt my costume wasn't nominated again. Well, maybe next year. Here are the nominees for Achievement in Sound. Belfast, Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story.
As part of our movie lovers uniting across the country, let's go to Troy, Michigan. Joining us are 11 healthcare professionals from Beaumont Hospital. Reading the nominees is physician's assistant and fellow movie lover, Shantia Bobo Harden, who loves the movie Girl Trip. Shantia, over to you.
Thank you, Tracee. Here are the nominees for Achievement in Music. Original score. Don't Look Up. Dune. Encanto. Parallel Mothers. And The Power of the Dog.
Thank you so much, Shantia. And thank you to all the healthcare workers at Beaumont and all across the country who do so much for all of us. Thank you. Leslie, wait. Is that an official Oscar pendant? And if so, why didn't I get one?
I borrowed it from your Oscar nominations gift basket.
Ah, okay.
And now, adapted screenplay. The nominees are Coda, screenplay by Sean Hayter, screenplay by Ryusuke Hamaguchi, and Taka Masaoka. Dune, screenplay by John Spates, Denis Villeneuve, and Eric Roth.
The Lost Daughter, written by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
And The Power of the Dog, written by Jane Campion.
Here are the nominees for Original Screenplay. Belfast, written by Kenneth Branagh.
Don't Look Up, screenplay by Adam McKay, story by Adam McKay and David Sirota.
King Richard, written by Zach Balin.
Licorice Pizza, written by Paul Thomas Anderson.
And The Worst Person in the World, written by Eskil Vogt and Joachim Trier.
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Short Film. Affairs of the Bestia, Box Ballet, Robin Robin, and The Windshield Wiper. Another category for me. Back to back Leslie again. I think they like my announcer voice. And now, the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film.
Well done.
A la Kachu, Take and Run, The Dress, The Long Goodbye, On My Mind, and Please Hold. It's so appropriate that I just announced animated short film and live action short, for I am animated and short.
Oh, Leslie. And now here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role. Corinne Hines in Belfast. Troy Kotzer in Coda. Jesse Plemons in The Power of the Dog. J.K. Simmons in Being the Ricardos. And Cody Smith-McPhee in Power of the Dog. In just a few minutes, we've got more nominee announcements coming up, including those for lead actor and actress, director, and Best Picture. How much fun is this?
Well, this is the most fun I have ever had at 5:25 in the morning. Not.
You can tell that Leslie and I are bristling. We are bristling with diversity. We are bringing diversity to these announcements. I am Moderna.
And I am sparkling Pfizer.
Leslie, are you boosted?
Why, yes, Tracee, I'm sitting on a pillow.
Okay, joining us is another movie lover, film enthusiast, Reese Feldman. Reese, what's your reaction to the nominees for supporting actress? Tell us everything.
This is such a stacked category. I love it so much. Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter. I really loved her and I'm thinking of ending things, so I'm really excited that she's getting recognized for this. Although Olivia Colman's getting a lot of praise for her performance in this movie, it's Jessie Buckley who helps move the story forward from the past. So she's just incredible. Ariana DeBose, hearing her name announced really just made me smile. Simply put, she's perfect as Anita in West Side Story. And for a character that's already won Rita Moreno an Oscar 60 years prior, it's just so incredible to me that she was able to step into this role and just make it entirely her own. Dame Judi Dench for Belfast, 7-time Oscar nominee, already won back in '98 for Shakespeare in Love. She's just so dialed in throughout this entire film and just plays great off of Kieran Hines. And I'm kind of excited to see her maybe get a second win. Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog. This was one I was really hoping for. I mean, that piano scene, gosh, she is such a talent, and I really hope this is the role that she's going to be remembered for moving forward. And I think the success of the movie largely deals with how good she is. And lastly, but definitely not least, Ingenue Ellis. She has been consistently amazing in every role that she's been in for decades. And although she plays a supporting role in King Richard, she really does feel like an additional lead next to Will Smith for just how much power she brings to the performance. So it was just a great category.
What's your take on the costume nominees, or on my costume?
Yours is fantastic, and it's the biggest snub here. It should have been nominated. But yes, Cruella. Honestly, a really fun surprise of a movie of 2021, and obviously the costumes are such a focus. It's a fashion movie. The 70s London just does so much for it, and every dress genuinely looks like it deserves to be at the Met Gala. Cyrano, I'm a sucker for period pieces, and the fact that it takes place in 17th century France just feels like it was written for me. The formal wear, the military uniforms, the design at the plays, it's all just so good. Dune, I think, is such a cool nomination because it's a sci-fi movie, and it's really tough to submerge a viewer in the reality of the film, and because of the costuming, it kind of grounds us in this futuristic reality. It's advanced yet familiar. Nightmare Alley, I really liked that. It's just so many different settings. The carnival scenes are great, and the costuming in that is wonderful. And the worlds that Guillermo del Toro crafts, the costumes absolutely match it, and the whole look of the film is wonderful. And lastly, West Side Story. This film, 60 years prior, has already won an Oscar for costume design, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it wins again. The costumes, the color, the attention to detail, the way that each costume kind of speaks to the characters as individuals, it's really just one of the many reasons why I love that movie so much this year.
What categories are you most excited to see coming up?
Oh, I've been dying to see who's going to get nominated for Best Picture. That's one I've been waiting the whole year for.
And do you see any trends? Do you see any trends developing? Anything that's you can cue us into?
I don't know. I feel like it's too early to say. I really love who's been nominated, but I'm interested to see, I guess, also Best Film Editing. That's one that I always love to look out for, and I'm always interested to how the Academy voters decide. So that's definitely another one that I'm kind of really looking forward to.
Well, thank you so much, Reese. It's really been fun hearing your take on all of this, and we'll be checking back in with you later.
Sounds great.
So, Leslie, how's it feeling on your side?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I guess. Seems so rushed. Hearing your name announced this morning is a moment each nominee will never forget. Not that I would know what an Oscar nomination is like, but a boy can dream.
Oh, Leslie, and a girl can dream too.
For those hunker downers just joining us, good morning.
Good morning. And for those who have been watching, welcome back. All right. Now it is time for the rest of the Oscar nomination announcements, including the big one at the end for Big Picture. Here are the nominees for Achievement in Film Editing. Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, and Tick, Tick, Boom. Why, Leslie, don't you look beautiful?
Well, thank you, Tracee.
Oh, you're
Next,
welcome.
I get to announce everyone up for achievement in makeup and hairstyling, none of whom showed up at my house this morning. I did this all myself.
You did?
Yeah. Now, here are the nominees. Coming to America, Cruella, Dune,
The Eyes of Tammy Faye,
and House of Gucci.
And now it is time to meet a huge movie fan coming to us from Tampa.
A huge movie fan and a huge guy. Well, to me, everyone is huge.
Oh, Leslie, He is a WWE superstar who established the award-winning Thaddeus M. Bullard Academy at Sly Middle Magnet School. The Academy's mission is to serve economically disadvantaged students by providing them with a first-class education and creating a wonderful culture of positivity. Here is Titus O'Neill.
Thanks, Tracee and Leslie. To read the names of the nominees in this next category is a fellow movie lover, 8th grade track star, high honor roll student, Courtney Anderson, who loves the entire Twilight movie series. Courtney, take it away.
Here are the nominees for the Best Animated Feature Film: Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells vs. the Machine, and Raya and the Lost Dragon.
Well done!
Yay, yay, yay. So thanks to Titus, Courtney, and all those amazing students for joining us.
And now, here are the nominees for Achievement in Music Original Song. Be Alive from King Richard.
Dos Oruguitas from Encanto.
Down to Joy from Belfast.
No Time to Die from No Time to Die.
And Somehow You Do from 4 Good Days.
The category is Best Documentary Short. Oh, you're making me do the short category again.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It was you. It was you. Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject. Audible, Lead Me Home, The Queen of Basketball, 3 Songs for Ben Azir, and When We Were Bullies. And now, here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. Ascension, Attica, Flea, Summer of Soul, or When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised, and Riding with Fire.
Joining us from Times Square are New York's bravest members of the Fire Department of New York. At the microphone is fellow movie fan Lieutenant Thomas Carrera, whose favorite movie is Goodfellas.
Thank you, Leslie and Tracee. Coming to you live from Times Square, here are the nominees for Achievement in Visual Effects. The envelope, please. Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Thank you so much to all the firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs for all that you do. I wave every time you drive by. I say, hello, firefighters. I really do. Next up, the nominees for Achievement in Cinematography. Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. And now, here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. Oh my God, Leslie, are you wearing something different again?
Just because I'm hunkered down doesn't mean I can't dress up.
Okay.
So here are the nominees for Best International Feature Film. Drive My Car, Japan. Flea, Denmark. The Hand of God, Italy. Luana, A Yak in the Classroom, Bhutan. And The Worst Person in the World, Norway.
Leslie, you keep stealing all my lines.
There's one for you.
Okay, thanks. Let's head to Ira Aldridge Theater at Howard University in Washington, D.C., where we have a special presenter. Felicia Rashad is Dean of the Chadwick A. Boseman College of Fine Arts and joins us with some of her students. Hello!
Hello, and thank you, Leslie and Tracee. All of our students here are so inspired by Chadwick Boseman, a Howard grad who was so committed to this university. And as you know, Chadwick was nominated last year for Best Actor, and we are so honored to announce the nominees in this category. Speaking on behalf of the students who are with us today is a senior who's receiving his BFA in acting, John Woods III.
The nominees for performance by an actor in a leading role are Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom, Will Smith in King Richard, and Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yes.
Yes. Well done. Beautiful. Thank you, Felicia and John and all of the students who joined us today.
And now, the nominees for performance by an actress in a leading role. Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter.
Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers.
Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos.
And Kristen Stewart in Spencer. Just 2 more categories left.
Woo! This is so exciting. The first is for achievement in directing, and the nominees are Kenneth Branagh, Belfast.
Ryusuke Hamaguchi, Drive My Car.
Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza.
Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog.
And Steven Spielberg, West Side Story.
And finally, the big one. Here are the nominees for Best Picture. Belfast, Laura Berwick, Kenneth Branagh, Becca Kovacic, and Tamar Thomas, producers.
Coda, Philippe Rousselet, Fabrice Giaffermi, and Patrick Waxberger, producers.
Don't Look Up, Adam McKay and Kevin Messick, producers.
Drive My Car, Teruhisa Yamamoto, producer.
Dune, Mary Parent, Denis Villeneuve, and Cale Boiter, producers.
King Richard, Tim White, Trevor White, and Will Smith, producers.
Licorice Pizza, Sarah Murphy, Adam Somner, and Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro, J. Miles Dale, and Bradley Cooper, producers.
The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion, Tanya Segachian, Emil Sherman, Ian Canning, and Roger Frappier, producers.
And West Side Story, Steven Spielberg and Christy McCosco Krieger, producers. 10 great Best Picture nominees. Everybody, please make sure to watch the Oscars on March 27th on ABC and go to oscars.org to learn how you can vote to get your favorite movie and movie moment featured on this year's Oscar telecast.
It was so exciting to wake up with you, Tracee. I can't wait for Oscar night.
You're the best, Leslie. Oh, what a treat you are. And the best part, you're already dressed.
And now let's hear from professional.
Bring in Reese Feldman, if you are ready for us. We can go through the Best Picture nominees because we are dying to hear from you.
I am So excited about every picture that's nominated. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. To start off, Kenneth Branagh's Belfast. It's such a deeply personal film, and it reads through every shot in the movie. And he angles it through the lens of like adolescence, and it really just paints this really sweet portrait of a family in an otherwise tumultuous time in Northern Ireland's history. Coda. I really love when incredibly charming films like this one get recognized by the Academy. Also, while Sound of Metal was a solid stepping point for the deaf community's representation in film, Coda really drives home the point that these stories need to be told and need to get made, and it's easily one of my favorites from the year. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. Don't Look Up. Another one where I really just love when comedies get recognized by the Academy, and of course when the movie's headlined by Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, you know it was going to be good. And while the comedic bits are awesome, I really do love those introspective, dramatic beats like the final dinner scene. Just wonderful. Drive My Car. This is one that I'm grinning ear to ear because of this nomination. The Japanese film industry has always been and remains to be such a powerhouse of cinema. And out of all the movies I've seen this year, it's definitely the most atmospheric. And its 3-hour runtime, although long, it's just every shot in it, you could just tell it's nothing short of perfect. I'm very excited that I'm alive at the same time as Denis Villeneuve, just because he is such an ambitious filmmaker, and every one of his films is just a masterpiece. He just churns out hit after hit. And Dune, he just effectively brings this amazing story right off the page, and it translates perfectly onto the screen. When I first heard that they were doing a Venus Williams and Serena Williams biopic, I thought it was going to be the normal route. But when I watched King Richard, I was so pleasantly surprised it was from the perspective of their father, and it was such a brilliant choice that 100% works. It's just like a really great biopic with a particularly interesting glance into a brief time before we knew who they were. Now, Paul Thomas Anderson is... he's always great, and Licorice Pizza is nothing short of great, and I really love the fact that not only is it a coming-of-age movie, but that he cast 2 new actors as the leads, and their acting doesn't read as inexperienced at all, but instead reads as raw and genuine, and it just works for the movie. Now this next one, I'm a big fan of the original. Nightmare Alley from 1947 with Tyrone Power is great. So when I heard that they were remaking it, I was a little nervous, but of course Guillermo del Toro is just a genius, and he adds his own creativity to the film, and I guess his expertise on horror really helped this thriller just go over the top and be so good. Jane Campion, I love all of her work, but I really feel like this is her magnum opus. She combines the aesthetic beauty of a John Ford Western in Power of the Dog with this deeply intimate look into like the interesting power dynamics of a family, from the pond scene to the rope scene. It's all just so good. And then lastly, but definitely not least, West Side Story. It's such a great movie. Steven Spielberg is obviously one of the best directors to ever live, and he takes on such a familiar story but adds so much of his own flair to it, and it just works in the best way possible. He makes the story his own. And it's easily one of my favorites from this past year.
This has been so much fun. They should put us in a sitcom remake.
Oh, I agree. I can see it now. The Really Odd Couple. Oh, my God. Leslie, can you imagine the wardrobe budget? We would look amazing.
How about we make a buddy cop movie? He's the small-time sheriff from Tennessee who came to the big city.
And she's the tough-talking cop from the wild streets of Beverly Hills. Oh, my gosh. I can smell it. I smell Oscar 2023. Until then, everybody, thank you for joining us, and congratulations to all of the nominees. Make sure to watch this year's Academy Awards on Sunday, March 27th on ABC, and what a treat to spend this early morning with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Leslie?
Yes?
I can't wait for us to reunite.
Soon.